Yo, what's up? James IRL here, ex-coach from Cloud9 Valorant. I just wanted to let you guys know that I am now unemployed, so I'm looking for a job. And what I'm going to do each day with my newly found time is I'm going to pick at least one game and I'm going to analyze as much of it as possible in real time, um, just to flex my muscle of analysis and learning and stay up to date. And I'm also going to try and pick out some cool rounds from that game to maybe delve into a little more after. And the reason I'm motivated to do this is because I want to make sure I stay up to date with everything. I thought it was really cool when Sliggy, the ex-Team Liquid coach, was watching the Champs games. I really liked listening to him talk about the games. I learned a lot. And I thought what he was doing was challenging, so I want to challenge myself to see what it feels like to do what he did. And I want to just like kind of try a new thing. So just in case, uh, just in case I don't find any coaching jobs in the near future, maybe I can get into casting and see how I enjoy that. So I hope you guys enjoy the content. I'm expecting to be a little bit rough. Um, Even if I don't get a lot of views, it's all good because I'll be benefiting just by doing this and by flexing the muscle of watching and analyzing Valorant. Um, Before recording this video of me introducing myself, uh, I tried to do a practice cast of map 1 from this Guild versus G2 game, and it was so tough. Like, I'm not used to trying to talk and think in real time about the game, right? Like, outside of practice, like when you're in a match, you don't really say anything as the game's going, other than like when you get excited, either for a positive or negative event. So that was like one of the first things I realized is like it's a different thing to do. But I found it kind of fun once I started going with it and stopped editing myself and just kind of having fun with it. I found it to be a good time. So I think I'm going to enjoy the process moving forward. And I hope you guys get something from it because I definitely got something from it. So, yeah, hit the like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Shred me in the comments. Give me any kind of feedback you want. I have no ego and I'm always trying to learn. Um, so, yeah, hit me with all that great internet criticism, please. Um, but yeah, we're going to go straight into map number 2, Fracture, and we'll take it from there. Peace out.
A lot of those chances and a lot of those times where Smurfette is out on her own, where she does get taken down
All
early,
right.
and there's
So we're
nobody
heading into map
within
number
any
two.
distance to trade anything
G2
off the
took
back
map
of her.
number
So
one.
it is G2. They did it yesterday, really manipulating the map, cutting noise,
So
forcing
this
players
is
to
the
take
old
a peek to check if
fracture.
there's anybody down B main, for example, or up at Dish.
All right, we
But
got
then there's 3 players
Jet,
of G2
Breach,
looking at you,
Cypher,
and you're on your own.
Brim,
You
and
die, you
KO.
can't do anything
So we got
other
the
than give
Jet,
that
huh?
initial
And the
information.
Cypher
It's so pivotal to get this right
against
on
the
kills, but
Neon
you are
KO
attacking first. You've got to do
Viper,
better than you did
single
five.
Yeah, they
controller
have been
Viper.
told that this team,
I think
GuildX,
Paper Rex did
is
something
not a
like
team
this with single
that
controller
builds
Viper.
Kakuka. You expect them to come out swinging for this one.
This
Oh
will be
yeah,
an interesting
completely.
game to
They
watch.
know
No
that
chambers,
especially against
baby.
G2, they can get into your
Woo!
head, so you cannot allow that to happen. They know how to freeze. And also talking about freeze, we were very surprised when we
I
were
remember
talking
Kakuka
watching that
before
game.
the
They didn't
series was
pause
talking
for
about
doing that
how
entire first half, and it was so
um,
detrimental because you see
Guild
them
got this
losing
far
rounds,
all
and
the way to the
I
grand
don't know,
finals of the
maybe
tournament,
joint from
barely
like
winning
them
any
trying to take
pistol
control, like
rounds.
the right conversations
And
were
G2
taking
won
place.
both
So
pistols on the
leave
previous
that to
map.
them. Good to see that
So we'll
Mary,
see
instead
how
of
that
going
tracks
on
moving
the
forward.
Sage, I think that Sassis was playing here, is going to be playing on the KO again. Double flashes for G2. If they play the same way that they play, for example, on
Interesting
Haven,
comps
it could
here. I'm
be.
not sure about
Out together with
the
them.
Jet.
I just might forecast
I
a
feel like it must be a
absolutely
comfort pick. All right,
massive
let's head into
possibility
it.
is this map, right? And in my mind, I
I
know
like the
the build
ciphers though. This
for
is
Guild.
interesting. So they're going to be doing the
With
cipher,
the
Cam, and A Halls and
pistol round,
defense.
Guild, I dare you. Get this started in your favor.
South, heavy South presence.
Just one pistol. We'll see if
Wow,
they
look
can
at
do
that!
it.
Look at that
Right now,
wall.
Smurfette is dead.
It's
It
interesting
was
solo play, and
fake,
Mary's
meant
gonna take
to
her
be.
out.
I honestly not exactly. It was definitely meant to be a fake,
This
but
is
there
an
wasn't really
interesting
acceleration
pistol.
on the opposite side. And there's also an attempt for Roxy to try and find something over towards arcade.
I wonder if there's some kind of anti there, thinking that there wouldn't be somebody's sight because she left her body totally open.
Guild can get too much done here with what's at their disposal. And
Mimi's or Roxy's done a good job pulling the rotate with that presence, but now the jig is up, and they do the dynamically placed Viper wall so they don't get seen from sight, and they're going to take this. I like this, taking the fight CT spawn, playing as a team. Wow, this is really nice teamwork by Guild here. Very nice teamwork by Guild. I wonder if they're going to read Mimi on sight, see what she can get. Nothing. Guild playing very good teamwork here. Looks like they're teed up nicely for one of their first pistol round wins. Or not first, but they're going to get a nice start this map.
Into CT exclusively. There were 2 players stranded on site behind it, and now glance, yeah, there's a couple of low HP members on the opposite side, but the crossfire with 2 players backside, brutal, and the instant headshot. Roxy says,
all right,
I'll do this myself.
so they lose the first death onto Smurfette, but then they convert the round with really good teamwork there. That was really nicely played.
Over the course of these 2 teams' history in game changers.
Interesting
so far,
stun location right there.
This is good. This
Giuliano trying to go for a little bit too much there.
What does Guild do now? They have the pistol round. Now we get to look at the rest of it, right?
All right, let's see what happens here. So G2 again, I was on defense just for my own brain, trying to get used to this casting. They're starting early B stairs again, and looks like G2's going for the north side crunch.
Wait a second.
On Cloud9, we used to call that Africa side because it looks like a, you know, very like natural landscape if you look off into the distance, or rugged and natural.
Right.
So they got the orb onto Giuliano of Counter-Strike fame. Guild are playing this nice and composed, looking for pushes. So it looks like they had a talk after last map, sticking together and dealing with the aggression of G2, the confidence. Now they're going to be grouping up, hitting B. Yeah, I feel like Neon has a very good kit for this map. So let's track that Neon versus Jet power differential. This round is kind of a moot point.
Gotta love that. Well, now the question is, can they convert a round 3 as well as G2 were able to convert both of their bonuses back on buying?
All right, so I wanted to see the money. That was my bad.
And one thing the Guild are going to have to worry about seriously, which I'm super glad actually that we get to see double Cypher on this map. I think Chamber in general is just madly overrated unless you have like really sick offers. I like to see.
All right, so they're going for the full bonus here.
Against a Neon, Cypher just poses so
all of them are going to be able to buy next round.
She moves so fast that she can't even like prepare herself.
So similar to the pistol round, they're going to do KO and tower, heavy B stairs control, Cypher on the attack side, holding the north side of the map down. They're leaving the defensive Cypher here in the A halls. This is a powerful cam setup. And Mary gets entered here. Overwhelmed. This is going to be a rough round for G2 if they lose it. This is interesting.
Just a hit woman over there.
But I wish they'd accelerate towards.
I might have to go back and look at this round. Round 3's might be a cool one to look at. A lot of the time people like to pull out set strats on bonus rounds, and they've upgraded here.
Fortunately, Roxy's on the case. Gonna catch Giuliano trying to head towards that north.
Seems like Guild are.
It's that same wall, but this time not going for sand control.
This is interesting.
Quickly trying to fight back into main. Get a shot through the smoke.
Guild are playing with very nice and tight teamwork here. So they've caught out 2 people solo on G2's side. I like this. I think that the fact that the Viper is a solo controller means that they kind of like are forced to play with very tight teamwork. So let's track that as an ongoing concept.
And there should be upgrades galore, so looking to see Klaudia find that, and does so.
Claudia's got the breach. All right, this is a great start into the match. They won the bonus round.
And
low
this
amount
is
of
kind of the
frags
downside to
on
not getting to see
G2,
these teams on a regular
so the
basis.
tide
You
is
know, if
shifting
don't
here.
play outside too much of just game
They got the
changes,
big gnarl theft.
it's very hard to see progress on maps.
All right, so
again,
what should
when we
G2
looked
be
at
doing
Bind,
here?
for example, obviously
They
there
should
was a
definitely get
question
an
mark of,
orb onto
well,
Brim if
how
they
do they
can,
are G2
or
up? And the
Giuliano.
answer was
I'd go for the
perfect.
Brim
They
though
are comfortable.
because
They
the
have no
knives
problems
are
there. Now, Fracture
not as
wasn't something
necessarily
within their wheelhouse, to
influential
be fair,
100%
and
of
it
the
still
time,
looks like
but they
it
can
may
be.
not be.
You never
We'll
know.
obviously see that as
All
it
right, so we
goes
got to
on, if
change
it
up
does
from the
continue to be
attack
the case.
side. They're going heavy
Smurfette going
dish.
straight on it, out to Petra, and power on
Just
forward. And this is
this
actually a nice
knife.
little confidence
This
booster
knife
for
is pretty
some
OP in
Smurfette,
my
who's had a
opinion.
brilliant
KO
start.
in the
Again,
dish take.
something that we don't see them get very often because G2 normally shut them down very early. We could see a little bit of that benefit. The ult cycle will
So
hit
it doesn't
right
look
now
like
because
they're
they
going
did get
for
that
the
pistol. So many of those
Brim orb this round.
early
They might
booms, those
actually get it.
advantages that you
Maybe
get
it was
by
like
getting
a
the
plan
pistol
to
and
do it
follow, and
late.
obviously the bonus too. They get to reap all of those
Guild
rewards.
seems
So
like they have
obviously a
a
different look here, and G2 certainly will have their work cut out.
nice, how would I say it? They have a nice methodical approach. They don't necessarily like to like commit. Why are, how are they not getting the orb yet?
On chamber duty for them, so the pace of their rounds usually ends up being a little slower, and that's what you're seeing here. It's like quick hit to get a kill.
Yeah,
Then
Guild
reset,
seem
and
very
we're
thorough.
walking into spawn here through Generator.
I'm
It's
very
absolutely
surprised that
eventful,
Glance
but
didn't go
Klaudia
for the
gets
orb
trade
this round.
on the kill on Smurfette. They do have
I
to
feel
worry
like
about
that
the tower,
is
but it's just a short
that's
game.
something
You
where
know, peeking into that
players,
to affect
like
it.
if I mention
I
it to a
think that
player,
does
they will
play in a little bit. Like on these maps, the
equivocate
Guild are
and
basically
cope
forced to play a
and
duelist
say
style. If you play
hindsight
Bind
and
or
all
Fracture
these
without a
things,
duelist,
but
like
it's like,
you just are objectively trolling.
this is
You
a
just
huge
need that
deal.
ability to quickly enter onto a site, capitalize off your utility. So
Obviously,
very
like,
good to see that
you don't
3 or
want
4
to
rounds
put
ago,
yourself in a
I
bad
believe Smurfette
situation by
was
going for
super
orbs.
effective on
That's
that
pretty
initial
clear,
push,
but
playing off her teammate's utility.
I think this was
It's
low
been
risk.
quite impressive to
I'm not going
watch,
to harp on
and
it
nice
anymore,
as
but
a little bit of a reminder
that's something
of
that
the
grinds
diligence
my
the
gears a
Guild
bit.
has that often gets kind of crushed under the weight of G2. So a
All
nice
right.
little reminder here. And now the first real
Second
fight
gun round here
coming
for
through. So
G2. They
full
got the
purchase
KO
should
ult.
be
They're
out and
one
about
off
for
Brim
G2. I am seeing Giuliano opt for the
and
operator
Jet.
as well. A couple of ults very close by, but of course on the other
They
side
have
they
as
have
many
plenty to play
kills
with.
as rounds
Roxy's
played.
less influential, but if you look at Smurfette or Klaudia,
Guild
it
is
can
really
be
starting to
pretty
snowball this
nasty to
match.
play against.
It looks
So
like they're going back to their
happy to see
normal
this look from
approach.
Guild, and something that I think
We're
you're
going to see
relying on, as
Giuliano
we were
look to
discussing,
peek the B
and
stairs
Kabuto
early
was
with the op
that when we saw
potentially.
Guild get a
Cyphers
classic
again in
control
the
play
B
ahead of it, they
halls.
actually didn't do too badly. We saw a little bit of that mechanical capability hit. So again, this could really be quite an influential map for them at the
Auto
moment to
Viper wall
really
used
send
off
a
the
message
rip.
through here. An early space
Fast approach A
4 on
halls.
1 by Smurfette.
They used the breach ult.
From the breach too, and Smurfette trying to get out
Look,
onboard.
wow,
Still,
that's
the
a
ult
big
is
entry.
perfect. The concussion allows Smurfette to get one, but Mimi is still alive on site, and the pressure
So,
from Sands is coming in. Great shots
wow.
from Klaudia, and the retake of
That's
Sands
crazy
is
that
perfect.
Neon gets
2
a
kills, and the spike retreats back into main.
And they're
lot
going to
of
note this, they're
chaos
going to
here.
avert those steps. So Claudia going to try and be as fast as possible. Will be somewhat
So
beaten to the
maybe
punch
we
with
could
the
look at this
rotation
round
coming out
later.
from Petra, though, who will get there first. So we'll be able to see this cross. Does still have utility to
All right,
invest
Petra.
as well. How do they try and navigate this space? Well, Roxy going to try and allow for
Ooh,
cross,
nice
and a
peek from
very
Roxy
wary
there.
angle that Petra might have been holding.
There's going to be no
She's
use
for
of the
another option.
aftershock.
At least they've got that
Roxy
safe
playing a
flight down.
dirty
Roxy
off
ready for the fight
angle.
as well. Looks for the swing.
Oh, I like that
Doesn't win it,
attempt,
though.
Roxy.
Petra's got that down. Now it's
Petra,
Klaudia, a 1v2,
aware,
and truly a veteran in
aware,
these
and
situations. I
jiggling
like
that
to try
out.
and play with the timing and get the
Playing
cross
together
herself
here.
to
This
try and
is good.
punish them as they try and make it to the spike.
Klaudia, aka Cinnamon's going to wrap and find the
Find the timing, but she gets it.
first kill.
The flash as well. Petra has to retreat. Back up towards
Is she
tower,
going to have
nothing
it?
work with now,
She's
and
going to
Roxy
have
get
it.
at least
Is she going to
half.
stick it? She's
Klaudia
not going
feeling
to
the
stick
time
it.
pressure, has to go for the swing.
Klaudia
She
with the
gets it.
big
Mary looking the other
1v2
way.
there.
Klaudia with the 3K,
Hell
and
yeah,
will
Klaudia.
stay
I'm a
perfect
big
here,
fan.
5-0.
And that's the perfect
Claudia's
example of why
always
you
been
want
awesome in
someone
real
like
life.
Claudia in this team.
So
11-0.
one thing I wanted to
Huge
mention last round
impact
was
so far.
the neon
Just
stun is
again,
so
and
good
the
on this
safest
site.
pair of
And I think
hands, right?
she,
Like if you look at
that
Giuliano,
was
in my
huge
mind,
last round.
super flashy player, high impact when she has it, like plays that role perfectly. That's one end of it.
The
On the other
5-0
side, you look
start,
at Claudia,
getting
super
that
safe,
momentum
super
back
secure,
after
but
getting
also
smashed on
mechanically
map
nasty
1.
with it. Very clutch. So again, great
I want to
round
know
from
what their
Petra.
coach said to
Forcing
them,
them
or
down to a 1v1,
whatever changed their
forcing
approach.
G2
I don't know
back
what it was.
onto Sheriffs. 5-0. Gilda absolutely running this map.
Look at
And
how
exactly
cool
what
he
we
is. Nice, nice, Jewel. There are the knives coming into play. And then the KO knife from B Tower. KO's been here, I think, every round now.
Trying to hold that and could have just lost, couldn't quite tell on that one. But
it's kind of fun seeing a double, like seeing the ciphers.
Is not able to be retrieved. Gilder playing 4 players on the south side here.
And there we go, double entry. Is she gonna get out?
Just goes and gets an ace. Ness with a good shot there will equalize just a little bit, and bad.
This is a
all things
dangerous
considered
little
for
setup.
Guild here, but so much of their entry utility, both flashers have been taken down.
Neural
So
theft.
it really does rely almost fully on Smurfette entering for herself with concusses, or
Not available.
Roxy and
Not
Ness
anymore.
just taking contact and winning their duels.
Okay.
The stun's being held here.
Off the back of
She's
the
just trying to
contact,
jiggle
you
to
can
see if
see
they're there, and then she's gonna receive
the utility coming in from Petra, I believe.
stun. Did she stun?
Less timed
She
on
can't
that.
capitalize
She's
off
got
it
ahead of
though,
it,
so that was a little bit of a
Mimi able
miscomm.
to get
It
a
seemed like
really
Mimi
limited
didn't really want
information
to
off the back
peek
as Guild
there.
do get their pathway towards the A site, so
That
Petra
was
can
interesting.
close in a little, but once
Obviously
again,
not that big
they
of a
don't
deal
have
because
the
it's an
weaponry to
eco
comply
round.
with here, and trying to deny
That
the
might be
plant at the
cope.
very least. Roxy may have taken chip damage at most, but will get away with her life.
Nice fast lane to help her get out.
Both with the trip and the camera there. That Roxy spots
You
that
got the
out.
Viper wall, but she's suppressed.
Oh no, she's
Big
stuck here.
Brim
How
ult.
do you fight out of it?
This
No,
is a
Guild
good
is
use
going
of the
to get
Brim
kill.
ult.
Retake of Sands for Smurfette. Absolutely necessary. She wins this out, but the Sheriff is just too good. Roxy in 1v3.
Ooh, 70 HP has to still
Oof.
almost
Alright,
snapped
so
for the second,
G2
but
get their
Barry's
first
still
round
there.
off of
That impact,
eco.
that early work from Giuliano echoing through this round now. 2 rifles retained too, so G2 will be happy with that. They get a little bonus to this too, and finally get their name on the board. 1 to 5 though. Guild, a little bit of a reminder, a little bit of probably a stark reminder at that you can't take any of these rounds lightly. And
Alright, here we go.
Oh, the concuss as well.
oh, the combo.
Ooh, she gets it on. Was that her last knife? I think it was.
Well thought through. Usually it's just a
Big time.
Jet doing her own thing there, but making use of the
Nice
same
eco round playing
nice
together.
celebration.
So,
Roxy right there
yes.
at the end, but it
Okay, so
doesn't
let's see.
play
What's
out
the
for
deal
her
with the money
in the
this
end.
round?
Regardless, like Giuliano killless prior to that gets the 2. and
Okay,
that's
so
really
everyone's
good.
gonna be able to
Barry
buy,
showing
maybe
the
not
2K in Sands as well.
one.
Absolutely huge for G2 to get rolling again.
Cypher's doing the exact same setup again.
Towards A and through the concuss, I believe Mimi is able to find that
Interesting.
one.
So Mimi
Yeah, we'll
died
see
B,
how G2
or
adapt on the flanks. They haven't
Giuliano
hit
died
the
B
brakes
stairs.
yet, really, since we've been seeing them get into
4v4.
Couple of ults to play with too.
Roxy's gonna be working up the arcade side,
For now, they just need to close the gap on the board if they
taking
don't
this
want to
nice
have a closer
deduction.
affair.
So I like Roxy's read on this round. She's not afraid to
Before-
take space by herself,
Once
given
again,
the
Giuliano
info that her
down to
teammates have
Smurfette
had.
this time on the other side.
G2 is gonna be looking to retake some map control here.
Roxy backing up here. It looked like there may have been some reaggression.
This cage is gonna give false sense of security to Roxy. She might not read this.
Underpass for you to get a quick flank down
Yep.
south. That's a good
'Cause
shot
they
from
saw
Petra,
that
'cause
gap.
That's the strength of having a Cypher. You never really have to be worried about your flanks, unless maybe it's a Jet updrafting over. But no, they retreat back up into tower.
And he's ahead of this though. Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, just before they play the life. Lucky for
Oh,
still,
man.
He turns a little early on the flash and will eat it completely. Mary as well, actually. The
Rolling
flash.
thunder.
This is a
So
difficult
much.
situation
It's a
here.
perfect ult.
I like this.
Mary had the rolling, or Petra
Nice
had the rolling
ult.
thunder there, but it gets shut down immediately. And now they have to work
Big
back
kill
in
by
field to make a
Mary.
good shot from Mary. We'll find
Anja with a big kill.
He's still
I
can't
don't know
get
how
it.
she gets that
Mary
on
gonna quickly
Petra.
trade it out, though, as Anya tried to get out of there, and it's all on Ness. How much more can she do playing from tower? Does have the Viper's Pit to play around, though. Invest the utility as she had it.
But she can't use the
Maybe for a
snake bite
moment here,
anymore.
Denial, look at this. Stack the utility up a little bit.
Wait, what
Maybe
is-
could have tried to
Yeah, so now they're on it.
balance that out a
Yeah,
little
they're
bit,
just
but nothing
util
can deny
spamming
this
her. She doesn't
diffuse.
really have a
So maybe
chance.
just
That was a
this
big,
diffuses it.
big
And a
suppress.
lovely combination of utility
So
work.
doesn't get to
Three
use,
9.
doesn't
There's
get to do
any
much with
step
her
towards
Viper
this. Can
Pit
maybe
there
flash
because
for
her
players.
teammates went
Plenty
down
more to be found. So,
early.
2 to 5 G2.
Once a Viper's
making their
alone, the
way
Viper
back in
Pit
here
gets
now, getting a little worried.
way less value.
Yeah, honestly impressive.
So
They
2 in a
really
row
got
for
around it. The
G2.
timing of the null command could not have been better.
Makes my job a little harder here with these replays because I can't look at the money, so I have to do it a little bit quick right before the round starts.
Very good. The stall utility just too brutal. Maybe there's a chance if you path down towards arcade and play for a Molly lineup, but very unfortunate situation to be in that 1 versus 3. Still the money good for
Okay,
Guild,
so the
they're buying
economics
into
of this
one. They're
round.
major
Fast dish
goals.
control, Cypher on the oppo side for 1.
They're not gonna be
Petra
ready
with the
for
entry.
Yeah, they have no idea.
The
Giuliano
bait setup for
success as
Giuliano
well.
dashes and gets
Well,
out.
the
Good
light
job,
did go
Giuliano.
down, which is quite surprising,
Petra
and Ness
somehow
was
dies to
overwhelmed.
a molly.
Okay, it's not out of the woods just yet.
Roxy
We need to-
going
Roxy
hard,
gonna invest the ult,
popping
try
that
and
neural
at least provide
theft.
A little bit of information off the back. As
They know where
Giuliano
Giuliano
does
is, and
try
the
and slip away.
breach
Play low
ult
to
gets
safety, it
used.
needs to sit
The
back
rolling
out, close
thunder.
to the
G2 know
wall.
they have spike.
Roxy.
Don't
They
think
literally
do
have
either.
spike in
I'm
spawn right
becoming
now,
a fan
but they
of
aren't aware.
Roxy.
I don't know if it was on the ground and they got the kill and never cleared it because it's in that corner. They're just trying completely past it.
Surely they're
and
thinking about
Guild-
this now.
Well, that's the thing is
Surely.
Guild are expecting, okay, G2 are
Cypher
camping on
players.
spikes, they're reflanking,
I love
respawn
Cypher
to go
players.
arcade and pick up spike, but now G2 are on the hunt because they have no
Nice
idea.
shot,
They think they're going for the
Nice
plant
shot,
on B.
Klaudia.
They overforce into spawn.
Get
Klaudia
out of
comes around
here.
and gets the 2K,
So stemming the
and Guild see
tide,
a way around that I don't think they had any business
stopping the
doing.
2-round streak.
And I want to kind of go back to the kill that
G2's
happened on the
gonna
northern side, 'cause,
spend all their cash.
don't think,
This
so
is a
the spike
huge
was already
round
on the
coming up
ground,
here.
even when
So
that kill came in,
round
so they must just have not noticed.
9.
That's
It's going to
good.
be a
Yeah,
big
why go
round,
through that
so
angle
we
after
can maybe
Charlie
review
played
that
someone
later.
there? It
Boom.
just doesn't make sense.
See ya.
An absolutely
Yep.
comical series
Just
of
got that
events is
correct. So
G2 make all the
G2's
right
taking the
decisions, it seems,
timeout.
with the information given to them,
All right, let's
expecting
see.
the plant to
So
come in A, then when it doesn't, it is the
the
rotation
money's pretty
respawn, but
decent on Guild. They
Klaudia
got
just
2
better
people
in
who
big
might not
fights.
be able to buy
Yeah,
next
Klaudia's
round.
13-2, I realize. Just a completely different player on Fracture would seem. She was good on Bind, don't get me wrong. but
So let's see. This is going to be huge.
Claudia's
Let's see what their setup is around the
filthy,
breach
really,
ult.
isn't she? Absolutely nuts player. You saw a little bit of that. I think it was.
I forget
don't know
what
if
this
she got the
ult
ace or
is
it was the
called,
4K,
like
but it was the
Overdrive
first
or
round I think the
something.
Guild
I always
got
love trying to
on
use the names of
Bind.
the
So
ults just to
one of
vex
those players that
people.
can have this sort of impact.
Ah, why
and
are
it's
you
great to
calling
see it
it
now,
that,
kind of
man?
rippling through this game as
Just
well, starting
say-
a little on the first.
Just say Fatal.
Finding
Why
a
are
little
you
bit
saying
more of that
Nightfall? That's
momentum here in
cringe.
map 2, but for G2, you can
I
already
love
see
being
there was a little
cringe.
bit of that
It's the
adaptation
best
to
part of life.
dealing with some of the hits that were coming out from Guild. You started to
Being
see adjust
cringe.
positions, but probably the right time to hit
Alright,
the
let's
brakes a
fast.
little bit here and try and find probably the firmer response.
Alright,
in
so
time,
Guild are
whereas
going
Guild
back to their
have
comfort
multiple looks.
4-1 start
That's the thing. This
with
isn't just, you know,
Cypher
very
on the north side of the
one-dimensional
map.
approach. It's not just that same old run it in with the neon. This has
They're
multitudes of
pinging the
different looks to it. So
sands.
yes, getting away with murder a little bit on the last by leaving that spike there and not getting
G2's
punished for it,
keeping
but
the
still,
same
it's
setup.
everything else that's actually looking good, and I want to see how G2 have come up with this. How have they solved the puzzle of Guild?
Oh man, they bait
Oh,
out the
big
ult.
breach
There's
ult
2
there.
players pushing
Smurfette getting
down.
caught
I mean,
off.
it's a south side crunch this time around with Glance
So this
right
is
behind
similar
her
to their
smoke
pistol
down
round where
by Ness.
Smurfette
So
died,
huge through,
kind
and
of
it
going
does
for
get
the
trade
solo
down, but Mary
fake
gets the
play.
arcade, and all of a sudden, just 2 players alive, and now the flank for Mimi is also coming in. They're completely
I kind of
trapped
lost what
here.
happened there. It looks like Roxy
The shots
died
are
in
on the money, though,
arcade.
Guild.
Wow,
Again,
Klaudia
is
going
just
hard here, bringing it back
unstoppable at the moment.
from a
Full on Mimi.
2v4 to
Quite quick to this
2v1.
position, though. They may not predict it so early.
This is a
Claudia
blunder.
quick to check it, but
All right,
does
it's
lose her
Mimi
life
against
for it.
Ness.
And now
Ness, the new
Ness
player.
challenge, yes, she is.
Ness with the
Ness
3K, huge
clutching
round. That's going to be a
impact again.
backbreaker for
Guild still
G2 there.
leading
This
so
could
firmly
be.
on this side.
I mean, you
We're
can
gonna
never
review
bet
that round
against
later.
Ness. In that late round 1v1, she is always good for it. And you have to.
Dang,
If you're
peeking
fighting,
stuff
you always
together.
put those positions. She's
That's
playing
what's
it
up.
correctly
That
to
was
be
beautiful.
the last one into the side, the last one to take a trade. That puts a lot of pressure on you, but they're reaggressing past her
Oh, I
wall.
wonder
Mimi
if
running up, winning out
I
in
wonder if
fight. Absolutely critical
Mimi
for
got
Guild.
vulnerable by that
An
wall
absolute
there.
prison break from B main. They've got 3 people looking at them from generator.
Oh
and
man, this
arcade.
is a great
So
attack
Flank
side
on the
from
way
Guild
has
so far. You can tell they've.
somehow fight their
Okay,
way
so they
through it.
like to do.
Some
They're going
multiple
back to their
G2.
heavy early dish control, slight delay.
Continues here, where
Cypher on an
Guild
island,
using all
getting
utility
pushed on the
Smurfette
eco
the
round.
site, but it
This
could
is
be
kind of
either
dangerous.
Smurfette going in with her entire team, or it could just be Smurfette on her own. There's always this.
She's
switch
taking
up
a nice
coming in.
position
Yeah,
here.
hard to read too much into even just Smurfette's position.
Roxy is
Said
very
it
aware.
correctly, there has been adjustments.
Nice try, got
Roxy, the
one at
1-1
least.
trade, so
Spawn again.
Guild
yeah,
going
nice
for the
try
spawn
pick
push
up from
again.
Mary. And you're
Look at
right
this.
there.
I
on
like
Storm.
Guild's team personality on
Because
this
they're
map.
running to these crunches on the different sides.
They have good cohesiveness and they do not necessarily standard things.
Falling down, but Smurfette's already there to find the kills. Guild are just
And it's
running
cool that they
over
have
G2.
Ness willing to play solo controller.
This is perfect. This is finally the Guild we've been waiting for. Might finally get a big series out of this, but it could be that one-off map that G2 just simply doesn't sit well on. But again, we've seen the Guild have been closing in on this. The amount of times they've been slowly getting
So Guild
closer
should
and
be
closer.
securing this round.
Pearl on the horizon after
Unless
this, though,
something
doesn't
crazy
bode well
happens.
for Guild, so they did need this. This would
Nice
be a
shot by Mary.
necessity if they do want to take us a longer distance.
Getting
So
that ult orb.
doing as prescribed, turns the flash, but not well
I
enough.
wish that when they
Smurfette
showed
fish
people
out
dead, I
Tony
could
account,
still
and
see
it
their
is
ult
looking
orbs here.
solid. Guild, 8 rounds
Just
to their
for
name. G2
helping
really
my
taking
brain.
two, and some of that's off the back of individual impact.
Okay,
which
so
you can
the
always
money
expect,
is
but no repeated
ballooning here
success
for
coming in
Guild.
G2. That timeout not finding as much validity
They gotta
as they
get. G2's gotta get some
Unfortunate
rounds here.
decisions,
This is
taken
gonna be a
to
rough
make
map if they don't
Calgate's
get any
playing out
rounds.
because they decided to put Giuliano on a jet.
It's crazy though. So after last map, I noticed that, or not after, but I noticed that G2 doesn't switch up their defensive setup very often, and they're doing the same thing on this map. So they should start to, Guild might notice that and take advantage of that. So they're taking this fast A-Halls control and breaking the cam early so it doesn't have persistent info, just totally overwhelming them. That looked like a pretty brittle setup there. I might have to go back and look at that round to see what the idea was. Maybe they just, sometimes people go into a round and for some reason, like, the plan wasn't completely solidified. This is, okay, Petra getting a big kill on Roxy here. People get timinged a lot in Dish. I remember there was a round where Leaf got timinged on a huge round on Dish for us in LCQ. And Leaf doesn't ever really get timing. That guy's the genius. Ness with the Viper Pit not covering the spike. Always scary for the diffuser. Ness with another big clutch. Look at that hair. I would not want to line up against her in a pug with that hair. You know she's going to be working on her aim training. Alright, so G2 are down 7 rounds here, but they got a ton of ults. Let's see what they're going to do to secure this round.
This could easily be like a 7-5 half for Guild, right? And then you're like, oh, you know, it's really close. Your opinions start to change.
So 2 clutches have gone
the hits have been so effective from Guild.
towards for Guild.
Very good as well. Like they've been able to marry.
Alright, all 5 on one side. Fast B stairs control. You notice that the defender's Dish waited back. Oh, she's pushing. Gets destroyed by the Guardian. My favorite weapon. That was an early used ult there, but I understand why. Or the Brim ult from the defenders. That was a new cam we just saw. Guild is feeling it right now, you can tell. Got the nice plant for A-Halls, got the cam, the wall. Are these cages? Oh no, that might be more. Anj is just racking it up right now.
Just weathering it and finding those kills.
Nice flash. Nice kill.
They need some more though. It's the one ain't enough now. They've at least got the information on the player on the site.
Good cage.
You can see the utility being cycled through to buy some time. Giuliano.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Roxy. If you can tell, she plays super. Ooh. Nice retake there. Nice togetherness. So hopefully G2 can keep playing with this togetherness. Alright, Guild. Are you going to win another pistol round? Alright, we got tons of ghosts. We got 4 ghosts. A trip on the arcade junction. I've always wondered what people call this. Do they just call it Link? Banging. How many times have you been let down by the breach stun? That would be an interesting statistic. How often does the breach stunned person win the fight? Look at this wall. What is this wall? Interesting. Looks like they missed the knife there.
Yeah, this is gonna be.
I like Guild though. They're doing some new stuff. G2 speeding up on the backside. Giuliano's trying to get frisky here, and Klaudia sits her down. Alright, so this settles into a 4v2. Looks like Guild is on set up nicely for another pistol round.
So many bodies on the site, rotations coming in. The cross shouldn't even be possible.
Alright, let's see. Let's see what happens here. Glance and Petra are gonna have to go hard here to win this round.
Won't be able to do too much here with this one yet. Petra cycling back their utility, just coming off of the cooldown. 1 smoke still to invest in. The only option they really have is to slip CT. Now, they don't know that, right? They're trying to find the information as they go, trying to figure it out. Now, Klaudia already smart to it, quick to it too.
Klaudia holding the dirty off. Ooh. She didn't need to take that fight, but at least she did it confidently.
not much utility, and she rightly calls it back. Guild had taken a couple of just solo fights in a row. I like Petra sticking up here.
G2
though.
can win
One
this.
expects the late
Petra's
swing on
playing
the
some
throw.
dirty ang here.
It's
This is a
next to
nice
everything for her.
nice location for
Perfect.
Petra to
She's not
play.
just roxi, and now the utility in the right place, but
Alright,
can
now
she
they know where
control
she
these
is.
players on the
I think she
crosshair?
used
She's
that
trying to get away
blast,
with it so
the
well.
aftershock a
What
little
she
early.
wanted, and Smurfette denies it. Diffuse is now
Guild's
coming
gonna
up,
come
and
away
that's
with
gonna be double
the
digits achieved
second
for
pistol
Guild.
round of the map
Everything
here
they
and
would
make
have
it a
wanted, and exactly what they needed.
mammoth 10-3
Securing
scoreline.
both
Big
pistol
gap.
rounds as well for Guild. Absolutely huge in terms of taking care of this map very quickly with relative ease. I like the attempt from Petra there. Had one flash in the inventory, but going for a peek first to take the fight, then capitalize on
Alright,
the
so
flash
they're
later.
going for all specters.
Better
Oh,
ways to win out there,
Roxy's.
perhaps, but just can't do
What
it.
that
The
was.
double stack into just a pistol in hand is not going to
Mary's
happen.
going for the solo sheriff.
Through from Guild, this
She's
surprises
feeling it.
me somewhat. I
I'm
think
feeling
getting
it, guys. I'm buying
spike down,
sheriff.
you have enough money for
The
single
single sheriff.
everyone, and Guild going up to 11.
You never know when it
Very,
can win you
very
around.
risky
Yeah, they're
business
doing
here.
this wall again.
Just the 3 in the first half.
Yeah, and an aggressive start again. Guild
Yeah,
are
Neon
so
is really good
dominant
at
in
taking this area. It's one of the benefits of Neon on
Smurfette's
this map.
closing the gap
I
now.
feel like
With this little
Neon's
bit of
insane
contact
on this
coming in,
map.
you can see it. Instantly attention turns, but it's too late. Smurfette's at the door and keeps pushing.
And
forward,
playing
rejoins the rest, many
very
rounds locked in.
proactive here.
Roxy gonna be trying to head on forward. A little bit of a stack towards the entryway, but Giuliano would need a bloody miracle to get away with that. Not gonna happen this time. And now the 3 remaining for Guild can somewhat comfortably work their way through the spike. Is pretty
I'm gonna
far
have to
away.
look at Guild's other games on Fracture to see
Yeah, something tells me
how they're
they're
using
going
this
route.
wall, because it
Because
looks like they're
there's no
playing the
wild
map in
HUD
an interesting way.
outcomes that I've somewhat gathered
Like they're gonna
from years of
concede.
experience with
They're
Valorant.
gonna
How
concede
strong
some
is
area
the
on the
fisticuffs?
map like
I'm
they did here
curious.
on Dish, but they're gonna take something
I don't
else
think anyone's
heavily.
this strong.
I think that's
Does
cool
that.
because what it does is
Honestly,
it
he's been
constrains
kissing
the
games
options
like
of
a
the
champion.
attackers if
I've
you
heard
like
it,
take
so.
significant map
But no, you're
control
right.
in
There
like
was
a
very little
a
way out
way
of that.
that's
But
not
for the
often
3 now,
done, right? Because a lot of teams will just
no one's
let the
really
attackers
making
have
money. Petra and Glance not
normal
far
areas
away
of
on
the
the other
map and you'll
side.
take normal
Roxy,
fights. But if you do
Roxy
something
trying
like
to
this,
instigate
it's like
much. Looking at Smurfette,
makes the
good enough
IGL of
for
the
her,
other
so
team
again,
pretty
it's a
uncomfortable.
bonus round. You're
So
looking
this
at
is
damage,
cool.
but no ults to
So I'm
really
gonna follow up
influence
on round
outcome for Guild here.
14 and maybe look at other matches.
Looking at post plant for G2, right? With Spike in the hands of Petra, you get a kill, you get the plant down. Oh, then all of a sudden you can stall out the retake. That breach ult pushing back towards CT, especially
Yep,
for
they're
A side,
pushing
really
again.
effective at
And they
shutting
got the
down,
cross
especially
map.
the flank.
Okay, so
Something
if I
tells me Guild going
Cypher
for this
got
first all the
tagged here,
time.
so
Instant
that's a little bit
push
of an
from
oversight
Smurfette.
by
She has spawn already
Roxy,
up,
but
and again, with Mary's solo
they're just
fight
gonna
main,
take the
I
fight
really
anyway,
dislike the
pulling a
setup,
page out
especially
of the
with rifle.
G2
It's a
playbook
free
of being
rifle into the hands of
super
Smurfette now.
confident.
Okay. Dealt with
Dang,
towards Giuliano.
they're looking good.
Waiting for the rest.
Yeah, so it's
I'm waiting for this to go wrong.
it
Because
seems like Guild know what the options are for the attacking side when they play like this. So this looks decently strong. Glance, you have the ult, but you don't have the spike.
Situated. Has ult to invest too, though. So, I wonder if she could find potential placement for this.
They're down so far that nobody can really argue the ult use here.
From Guild, though. Sneaking underneath, making it back over towards CT. Now, Glance did make noise running away, so they're considering maybe it's. I mean, it can't really be a main.
Now she's
pick
kind of
camera
screwed.
there, but could be CT.
Time's getting low.
So they keep carrying back, but now Glance getting to
At this point, though,
has to make
G2 is worried about A-halls or the spawn flank, so her timing here was well constructed, but Ness doesn't care, watching the spawn flank.
I'm sure Guild are absolutely loving it. Actually,
Ness is
driving
looking
positions,
strong.
really bringing it home. We asked a lot of them. We want to see those pistols coming through. We want to see impact and influence.
The breach top frag, baby. Klaudia, aka Cinnamon.
What we needed. We needed a reminder that Guild are damn good, because every time you watch Guild against anyone other
Mimi,
than
banging.
all this potential, all this capability, all this individual impact and everything they can do. It makes you a believer. You're like, oh, well, surely this.
All right. Is there going to be a comeback? We got dual guardians here for G2.
This time maybe it's different. Maybe
They
it'll
keep
go
doing
to,
this.
You know, to rubbish after this, and it all goes back to
This
normal.
is
but
interesting.
Maybe not. Maybe this is the game that Guild finally can push.
What is
G2.
this right here?
And again, the spike is alone in A main. I do not understand what G2 are doing with these.
G2 are so uncomfortable with how Guild's playing this.
Someone without meaningful utility for getting onto a site. It's the spike this time around. They're just running around the map, seeing if they can find a fight.
Nice shot by Merritt. This is always a
Mary
hard
will play
shot
that
to
one
hit from
back and
underpass.
get into sand now, but not going to be easy whatsoever to
Ooh,
recover that.
Mary.
No, it's not. Mary's still punishing here, but these two players, Roxy and Anya, now. Can they
The
just
Cypher
keep
cam
going down?
tag.
Get this game over with.
Roxy.
Roxy wants it done.
Yup.
She wants to move on. Next map.
I am a fan of.
Mary down on 5 HP. This feels like a
Look at this. Oh man, that was a dominant map. I'm gonna go have to look at some of the old games for Guild and see like some longer defense sides. Nice map. I don't think there's gonna be any more momentum for G2 after that map. That was sick. Klaudia, everyone played well. I was very impressed. Very good togetherness. I think they had to play together because of the comp, so yeah.